guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Now, I recorded an entire video on mute. That is the way my day is going today. What I want to do with the video today is talk about the ×2 Primal event that is going on. Now, I'm surprised they did a ×2 so soon in the sort of development cycle of Mythical Champions, because there's not a lot of Mythical Champions in the game. We only really have 9, which is an increase from 5, and they're basically adding around about 1 to 2 a patch, mostly. We do have enough of them now to be able to have a bit of a variance in terms of power strength, like there's a bit of a mini tier list in those Mythical Champions, but really, a ×2 gives you a pretty good chance of getting one of these really good ones you want, which makes a ×2 right now quite tempting, because a normal ×2 Ancient will give you a range of like 200 plus, or give or take, legendary champions that you can get, which is a massive divergence. It's a very low chance you'll get what you want. Even that's why we say ×10s don't really help, because you're only giving a ×10 to a large pool. It needs to really be like a ×20 for it to be sort of materially impactful to the chance of you getting that one champion. So in that context, I'm quite tempted by this primal system, and I did end up picking up one of the sort of Cyber Weekend packs for the Primal Shards. I haven't really bought any packs all weekend. I've kind of stayed away from it all. I know there's a massive no spending campaign. I didn't really say I was going to subscribe to it. I just simply said if a good pack popped up that I was interested in getting, I would get it. And I wanted to, Mythical Champions would give me access to really kind of an interesting option. There's some really good ones in there now that would actually improve my account. So I thought, well, considering it's only 9 Mythical Champions, considering it's a 1%, it's actually technically a ×2 Ancient as well, because of the way that the base odds work for the Primal Shards. I'd give it a go. Now, in terms of the Mythical Champions, I would really like to get, the number one that I would love to get is Hierophant Lazarius. He's the new one that just got added. He is an absolute monster of a champion. He is a warlord built in with sort of a Baron damage dealer, sort of tier of damage. Alongside not being able to lock out, he self-buffs. He's a monster. And most people who will use him will basically start in the base form. He gets himself some Perfect Veil and increased accuracy. Switch over to the alternate form. That gives him increased attack and increased crit damage. And then one-shot things with this A2. Doesn't really help against Stone Skin or Reaction. That's a bit of a concern. But this will do enough damage if you haven't got debuffs, because it should give you 4 times 15%. So you should get like a 60% damage bonus on top of 20% books. It's quite a big nuke. And if you kill one person, then you put all of the enemy skills on cooldowns. If you kill 2, then you will do it without requiring accuracy. So the idea is hopefully you can kill at least 2 enemies, put their skills on cooldowns. Now you've got that mini warlord and a damage dealer as well. His A3 hits really hard and can steal turn meter at the same time, which is really cool. And he's got a massive aura. I don't really think there's a bigger aura in the game for all battles than 25%. So you can use him everywhere you want to. So I'd really love a Hierophant Lazarius. The other one I would still really love is Garrel. I really think that this alternate form for Garrel is monstrous. You're basically getting a Leorius passive combined with this Turvold A2 combined with a Fushan A1. It can do some silly things. I still think this form is really strong. I would love to get Garrel. And the other one that would really help push my arena progression would be Night Queen Krixia, because it is like having a Yumiko that can't be locked out. Because even if you get locked out, you can switch to your alternate form and then reset, because this Metamorphosis or this Metamorph ability cannot be put on cooldown. So it's a pretty good, like you're seeing it in arena defenses right now, it's a pretty good defense option, because even if you're not quick or not the fastest, you can just basically reset your ally skills, right? You have the option of both, and you can't get locked out. So as a defense option, it's really good. I don't have Yumiko or Warlord or Kaimar, so this kind of ability would be massively helpful to improve my arena teams. So those are the 3 that I would really, really like. But there's also like Arbeus would be a great option. You can do some very fun solo stuff. She's the only champion in the game apart from Ileal, I believe, that can place Stone Skin on themselves, and she can do it more consistently than he can, just based on the way that he has to kill someone with the A2 and has no damage. Lady Mikage, I wouldn't want to duplicate. I wouldn't mind Frolny either, because his other forms can scale to be a bit of a monster. He does do this like scaling effect. He has a very big reflect. You can build him as a protector or as a damage dealer. Pretty cool. The ones I really wouldn't want to get, to be honest, is Siegfried. I know he's going to get reworked, but the fact you can't metamorph him kind of defeats the whole point of Mythical Champions, and it's so easy to make it so that his conditions don't work. He has to be the only one alive, so you just kill him first, proc his passive, then kill the team. It just doesn't really work. It's one of those, in conceptual design sounded really cool. In reality, doesn't really work. So I think that was a bit of a mistake, personally. We've also got, I think, which one? Mesamol. It's an okay mythical, but just nothing crazy. There are way better mythicals. I wouldn't really want that one, and I really wouldn't want this Ophidius. His base form is solid as a burner. It's really good. It's not that his base form is bad. It's just that his alternate form is just not that impressive. It's pretty average. He looks better than he actually is in terms of kits. This base form visuals is crazy, but his actual ability kit on his alternate form, I can't see why anyone would ever change form. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in the actual shard pulls that I got, because I basically recorded it all whilst I was muted. I did yeet an extra sacred right at the end as well, and the results were interesting. So I'm going to put that in now, and then I'm just going to come back and do a bit of closed commentary. Let that be a lesson to everyone, I guess. I mean, this is why I don't generally buy shards, right? Most of my purchases, if I'm buying anything in the game these days, tends to be the odd energy pack or the odd soulstone pack. You know, when the soulstones are a bit like this, where is it? This one here, I'm more tempted to get this pack than I am others, because it's that ratio that I always look for, which is 2 soulstones for $1. I'm not buying it this time. Just before you all, you know, say I'm a whale or a kraken, I'm not getting it. I'm just saying this would be the price point that I would normally expect soulstones to be, and it's the only time that I would ever buy them. I haven't bought any of the packs at all, and it's kind of like why I don't buy shards, because I have the worst shard luck in the world. Every game I play, even on Dragonair, I've had to go Mercy every single time. So it is what it is. I'm not disappointed. I knew what I was walking into, and all I would say is if you've got a few primals, maybe you've got one for free, like I've got one coming up tomorrow. It's going to be great, you know. I got one more shot at the dice. I could, if I go and do the champion training, get that 50 quartz that's going on up here, right? I could get that 50 quartz and then maybe have 2 shots at the ×2. I just don't know if I really want to do 8,000 points of champion training for one primal shard. It's a very long stretch. The other thing to note is there's 1 day and 19 hours remaining on this ×2 boost. 1 day, 19 hours. And there's actually 1 day, 18 hours on Hydra Clash. And we have got the upgraded chest now where you get at least 1 primal shard in the top chest. If you are going to do it, get up at that specific moment. You might be able to get an extra chance. This is probably the best time ever to pull a primal shard at the moment. I can't imagine they're ever going to allow basically a ×2 epic, a ×2 legendary, and a ×2 mythical, at least for the next 6 months. I think it'll either be the ×2 epic and legendary or the ×2 mythical alternating. So this is probably the best time to pull them right now. You're getting the ×2 ancients with a ×2 mythical. So even if you're not buying the packs, now is the time to pull these shards. So you can get away with probably getting an extra one if you think you're going to be able to win this Hydra Clash. And you don't necessarily have to be a Kraken to be netting this victory. You do need to necessarily do 650 million damage, but if you're not in the higher, they don't scale these rewards down for lower tier clans, right? You basically, if you hit 650 million, you win, you get that quartz. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in a Kraken clan. Even if you go lower down, there's still a pretty good chance you'll get a chunk of quartz, which might be enough for you to actually get another primal shard. That's what I'll be aiming for. And the other thing I would say is keep an eye out on your live arena. If you are a player in live arena, you get a pretty good amount of quartz now from one of these chests. So if you're close to a borderline, it may be worth just pumping a few victories in here. You might be able to pick up another primal shard that way. So you can scrape together a couple of primal shards, give yourself a go. If you walk away with one of the mythical champions, it's pretty cool, right? It's awesome. Some of them are really good. You don't really need to book half of them either. They help. Like, you know, this is a 5-turn cooldown. It would help to book it, but it works absolutely fine if you don't book it, right? You don't need to book everything instantly, so it's not like they're impossible. It is not like, for example, if I was to go into Ugir and to go like, well, this needs to be booked to a 3-turn cooldown ready for a legendary champion. This doesn't even do it 100% chance unless it's booked right. Everything pretty much that these mythical champions have, even if I look at, you know, someone like the Hierophant here, if you do get him, everything works on 100% chance. They don't really require books on these the chance books. So you're basically buying efficiency, damage, and cooldown. So you can use these champions unbooked, and they will do a job for you, right? Obviously, some of the books will help a lot more, but I do feel like books are far less important to make a champion work on mythical than they are for like legendaries or epics, where pretty much you're buying the actual utility to, not just the efficiency, you're buying the skill to work. You need the books to actually work properly. So the books are almost essential. But there you go, guys. I'll be on stream tonight at around about 8 to 8:30 p.m. UK time. We have got our Hydra keys to use before the end of Hydra Clash. I like to do them on a Monday, so my Tuesday's a bit quieter. We are in a fight against Farbstoff here, believe it or not. Has Farbstoff done his keys? Let's see how good Farbstoff's Hydra clan is. Oh, where is he? Bunt. Oh, Farbstoff. He's slacking. He hasn't done a single key yet. But we are up against Farbstoff's clan. We are going to try and go for the win. Right now, we've got 46 out of 90 keys used. I think everyone is eligible this time as well. We haven't had any problems this time. So we're going to be going for that. I've got 2 keys to use. I already have pumped in my Brutal key. That if you haven't caught my video that I did the other day on the revisions to my Permataunt team for the Hydra team, I hit pretty big numbers at 322 million. I'm really, really proud of this team. It's really good. It's come together nicely. So I've got a pretty good start. I'm already at 900 million. So it's kind of like, how much can I push on hard and how much can I get on my Nightmare team this week? I don't think we're going to be competing with Shooter sometime with his crazy Knut. You know, he's pumping some numbers there with Michinaki, Grisor. This is a big, big key. Hanumak kind of makes this team really strong. She's such a powerful champion. Good to see other people here look terrific, using exactly kind of the same model as me, but different DPSs and different support champions. What I really love about this Permataunt team is pretty much, I think these 3 are the required ones. You can sub out Shamael for like a 2 Hanumak, but these 3 are the sort of ones you need. Everything else is utility. You can pick whatever the hell you want. You can put whatever you want in it, and it will work. Here goes another option here. For example, we've got the 3 we need, and then we've gone for Michinaki, Gnut, and Pythian on this one. So it's really good to see that, you know, that team is helping people to access a much higher key or even access a 1 key. Here's another one here. This is from Pofsa. Got 66 million. Again, you're seeing the same kind of things. You can put different options in. It's very flexible. Only those 3 you need to have. The others, you can do whatever you want. You know, you can basically position any champions. Everything here is another one here. We've gone for a similar team. This one's similar to the team that I built by Lorien. It's very similar to mine. But this, I really think if you're struggling with Hydra, this Permataunt team is a very good option. It will open doorways and open accessibility options for you to get those 1 keys. Even if you don't care about Hydra Clash, just getting your 1 key. The rewards from Nightmare are well worth it. If you can get this top chest, you get a lot of soul stones. There's a soul chase happening tomorrow, so those stones are good. You get mythical gear, you get legendary gear, stone skin gear, protection gear. Protection is really valuable now. Probably protection is the second most valuable set for a lot of situations, because if you can get those Hydra Clash accessories with it, getting it to 9 out of 9 is a massive damage boost for some of your damage dealers. We're talking some triple buffers will give you 15% bonus damage. That's worth it as a set. So we'll be doing Hydra on stream tonight on this channel on YouTube, so you can come hang out. I'll put a link to the video on the last tile when we close up this video, so you can bookmark it if you want to come hang out. If you have any other questions as well, you want to know more about the game, we often do lots of like community answers, community questions, and a bunch of different things. We'll probably also be talking about the new content piece that they've been hinting with certain creators, the audio files, what we think is going to happen. I know there's lots of different theories and everything in the community right now, so we'll probably have a chat about that and just hang out for a couple of hours. So yeah, if you want to hang out, cool. But if not, I will catch you in the next video.